Are them fucking deformed ears? Are they an indication of something else going on?
Queens don't run anything. Wake up, nigga.
I already ran you. I just made you stay on mute, bitch. And now I got you out your body.
Find Jesus.
Over there sweating, not having sex, living in a... You know,
find Jesus, bro.
Tell your daughter to find Jesus while she's having babies out of wedlock and living in your home.
Yeah,
check your own home. Check your own home. Not living with me.
Damn.
OMG.
Murray, you are the worst Christian.
Did you live with grandkids, ho?
Hold on, you should never say anything about Jesus out of your mouth. You are no example for him.
No, he needs to find Jesus straight up.
Oh, God. Me and your daughter, we'll go to. You want me and your daughter to go to church together? So because she having babies out of wedlock, not me.
Your judgment.
Oh my God! Have a kid. This is my son, and he's
out of wedlock, living with you.
That's my son. You
so something's not clicking. Did you not teach him how to provide for himself?
At least my son.
Because I was out there.
Your legacy dies with you.
I'm a single fag. It's over 100,000K. So I'm paying for your kids some way. I need a report. I need a progress report, bitch.
You're gonna have an AI.
I need a progress report on all the kids over there.
Megan.
Fuck out of here. Tired of paying for you and your fucking bum ass.
Your baby's gonna be a Megan or it's gonna be a little Chihuahua.
Your baby is a Megan.
Your baby's gonna be a Chihuahua.
Your baby's a Tory. He lives with you. Producing kids out of wedlock.
No.
And you're standing up here talking about you're a Christian.
You're not gonna
Way to go. Way to go, Dad.
Your kids are gonna be on someone's belly button for the rest of your life.
Okay, well, they won't be living in my house with their whole family.
Wait, what does that mean, Amari?
Oh my
You're a liar.
Hey, no jumping in. Let them have it.
You're gonna be living on your belly button.
He's gonna have to stand in his own light. That's all it is to it.
Y'all niggas be trying, and I'm not trying to go personal. Only reason I'm going personal with you, that's fine.
That's where their kids are at.
All that, niece. I got the money. I got the money to afford it. Can you pay for your kids' apartment?
On your chin.
Can you put your kids in an apartment, or do they live with you?
Your kids are on your face.
That's cool. I can afford it.
You can afford to have someone pop their kids on your face.
I can afford it.
You pay for people to pop their kids on your face?
I can afford it. I can pay for your kids. Like a donation.
Did he?
Because I was raised right. I was educated. My mother made me go to school. My mother made me go to school. Wasn't none of that having no kids out of wedlock.
Rub it on my nipple.
And when I got my first degree, she said, "Go get another one." So I can help you out if you need it.
Your degree was a waste.
I can help you out if you need it.
No. You don't need help. You need Jesus.
No, you do. You live in a house full of kids. You live in a house full of adult kids. Charlie Kirk would not go for this.
Stop popping your kids.
He would actually say you fell into the trap of the black stereotype.
Stop popping on people's faces.
Charlie Kirk literally said, if you have kids out of wedlock, he was like, that's bad for the black community. So that's what Charlie said. Did you tell when you met him and you had
your
the beard?
Whole face looks
did
like
you tell him, hey
stage.
Charlie, I have kids that live with me and they're out of wedlock, and we don't really know if the dad is doing his best. Charlie wouldn't have been like he wasn't going for that. He wasn't going for that. Yeah, because I take care of plenty of kids. I take care of plenty of kids, baby. Pay tuitions and all that.
Yeah, you pay.
Yeah, Charlie wouldn't have liked you too much, Amari.
Amari, she muted you. Come off mute, brother. We can't hear you.
Okay, Amari, stay on mute, please.
Here we go.
Right? So when segregation ended, right, black people, when slavery ended, actually, black people were just forced wherever, right? So they had nowhere to go. And then there was laws put in place to put them into prison and
Okay, no. What's your name? What's your name? Jackson. It takes a lot of courage to come up here.
Yeah, no.
But to take a deep breath. Okay, I'm not here to pick on you.
No,
I appreciate it. No, it's okay. I know that it can be very intimidating getting into a crowd like this. So just take a deep breath. Let me make your argument. I'm going to make your argument for you, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's wrong. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Is that fair? Yeah. Okay, so the argument that is being made, that you want to make, is that there's legacies of injustice. Yes. And that those legacies impact one generation after the other. And when those things get handed down, you have what is a system or a systemic issue that isn't just isolated in 2024. So the argument that you're making is that what happened in 1954 does impact 2024 of decade after decade after decade. Let me tell you my response to that. Of course, there is some truth to that. However, every culture, every person in this audience can point to issues that families or generations prior had that we're able to overcome. So the question is, why is it that Black America is one of the only populations, that and Native American populations, that have not been able to overcome such evil, horror, and injustices? Here's my perspective, and I want to hear what you have to say, is that the number one way to keep people out of poverty, lower the crime rate, and have a better society is whether or not you have a mom and a dad around, which we agree that's an ideal. Yeah? Okay.
Mommy!
And so what happened
Daddy!
in 1964 is that 25% of, today it's nearly 75%, about 70%. So that means that 1 in 4 Black kids will have a father around. Only 1 in 4. That's the number one issue happening in the country, and it's not because of systemic racism. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay, so I think I misjudged you at first.
Okay, so he cut this off. I wanted to hear the rest of it. But anyway, I just want to know what the fascination is with Charlie Clark with Black people. This seems to be his number one topic. He's worried about DEI, affirmative action, Black women, Black pilots, Black households with no father. Is he Black?
No, and the fact that
Does he have a Black child or a Black woman? What is going on here?
even if you go back to rewarded for the racism, the white folks send him money, and they like it, what he does.
That's how they prevent white people from ever developing class consciousness.
The thing is so crazy about this revisionist history. Nigga, it was 2 minutes ago, we still was in Jim Crow. Even though you had a mama and a daddy in the house.
Thank you.
I just watched a video of a grandmother. She's in her 70s, upper 70s. She picked cotton. 100 pounds of cotton only gave you $2 a day. And then some of it, if you in the Mississippi Delta,
I disagree with what you said.
you didn't even get paid real dollars because you got paid plantation dollars. Unemployment rate in 1950 was 50%. Until the Civil Rights Act, equal housing, that's when the shit was cut in half.
I mean, we used to get arrested and beat up for not getting off the sidewalk.
No, I agree, but
It was illegal to read for Black people back in the day.
It was illegal to fucking drink from a fountain.
I
wanted to.
We were getting
to
beat
me, it
up.
was, he
I
lives
remember
in
when-
Okay,
Phoenix,
but you
like
got to
myself.
agree or disagree with what he said.
I'm somebody who came from like
Disagree.
North.
I think
Disagree.
Well, that's y'all part of the problem.
But you hate yourself, bro.
And I also
So
wanted
I
to.
understand why you would agree.
But one thing Julian said that bothered me is like he said that we had land.
I thought he was a
Back then we
genuinely
had
good
land.
person.
You know what happened to Black people when they had land? Do you not understand that? Do you not understand that white people, when they desired the land that you own, they would usually come in, either murder you or chase you off of this property and claim it as their own. You know that they did that? They did that. Yeah, they did that in Kansas City, downtown Kansas City, Missouri. That is what they did. The whites, they saw it as prime land. It was mostly Black people living there, and they took it over, chased them out. These people ran to the railroads, and that's why they were all displaced. They ran to the railroad and jumped on whatever train cars that they could get on, okay, to avoid getting murdered. That's what was happening to Black people who own the land.
That's not even getting me started.
Hold on a minute. History lessons more. Y'all come back to the car.
This is not trauma, though.
And it wasn't that long ago.
100 years ago, we were just having 1912 was 100 years ago. All my
1912.
No,
Emmett
we're
Till
not
happened in
talking about right.
1955.
It happened in okay. Crazy. Y'all stop.
Hold up, bro. I want to say this real quick. One thing he would do is use misinformation and false stats, and the people that were debating him, for the most part, did not challenge what he was saying.
Exactly.
Thank you, Gemini. Thank you.
And that's very, very key. Now, when the clip we just heard, he said 1 out of 4, right? So that's 25%, correct? He said 1 out of 4 are not actively involved in their children's lives. So basically, we have an epidemic of black children growing up in fatherless households. Now, if we were to talk about cohabitation, she might have a point, but if we're talking about active involvement, which is what we quoted, according to the CDC, is 60 to 80% of black fathers have at least a moderate level of active engagement in their child's life, right? And that's far different than a 25% that he quoted, but the gentleman that he was debating conceded without challenging the stats and just took it at face value. And that's how you get over when you're debating. Use confidence in lieu of fact. And he did that effectively.
Can I add something, Gemini? Can I add something?
Thank you, Gemini. Wake that up, Gemini.
Everybody shut up and let Reg speak. Quiet. Reg, go ahead.
I haven't spoken on this stage, right? So I want to add some context to what Agent was talking about and add a little bit more context. So I don't know if anybody has ever seen the movie called The 13th Amendment. Ava DuVernay wrote this documentary back in 2016 about the prison industrial complex and about the prison pipeline system and about the Jim Crow laws, lynching, and what the prison pipeline actually did, especially to black men, and how it impacted black men in regards to it increased the prison population. It took black men out of the homes for petty crimes or for crimes that would not have been considered to actually have been the same crimes, and how they were literally given heavier sentences, and the sentencing guidelines and structures were not given the same. So now you had this continued recidivism, right? And then on top of it, it then took black men out of the home. So now you created single parent homes, right? And then on top of this, now you created the prison and pipeline system, where also you had young men who literally were from the juvenile system being put into the adult system, right? And then now homes were also being taken from these women and from people who also had families. And we talked about this, Agent, in another room, where literally what was happening is people didn't have enough money to have bail. So now people are selling their homes and trying to mortgage and finance their homes. And if they're behind on the mortgages, so black families were losing their homes at large rates in the 1960s and the 1970s. And all of this all has contextual conversation. But the people who were challenging Charlie Kirk never had the intellectual prowess to actually challenge him in these things. And if you listen to a lot of the conversations, and if you've listened to a lot of the people that are challenging him, they did not have the prowess to come back and have these conversations with him intellectually, because they did not understand these things in depthly. So he knew who he was challenging, and he knew how to challenge it. He didn't have the in-depth conversations because he didn't have the in-depth knowledge. He was just spewing a lot of bullshit and a lot of very invalid data, and people were just taking it at face value. I'm sorry, but y'all can be mad at me all you want, but that's the reality of the situation. And we live in a time where people are allowed to literally come onto places and stages. I hear a lot of this rhetoric, not just in these rooms, but in X and all of these places where a lot of you people, not everyone, but I hear a lot of people spew a lot of bullshit. I heard this, I heard that. I will literally tell folks that I have gotten my data from the crime index, from the FBI. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Sir, crime is reported through the crime index from local and federal authorities. That is how we get stats. You only want to believe stats if it fits your narrative. You can't believe stats only when it fits your narrative or your discussion. It's either you believe the data or you don't. You can't force data or want to believe data when it's encouraging your argument. Period. And I'm gonna land here. Some of y'all need to really stop listening to X. Stop listening to all these fucking platforms. Get in some books and really fucking read. Because some of y'all lack some real intelligence to have real intelligent ass conversations. I'm going on mute.
Hey, Red, I'm glad Red woke that up, right? She add context to a contemporary time period where we can, all agree. Yeah,
and a left just got through doing that very thing in real time when Omari lied about support for David Duke, and a left challenged it, told him it was not true, and he went on mute. The nigga went on mute and wouldn't come off mute. So we get it. We understand. We know what's going on.
Hey, but I think the problem is most people in this room here, not only in this room, but in a lot of Black Clubhouse, we haven't saw Charlie Kirk's content. Let's be honest, right? But hold on. I'm saying a lot. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Yeah, right? The correct word isn't saw. Listen,
if it don't apply, let it fly. What I'm saying is, you gotta understand, Red still here. A lot of Charlie Kirk's content, he was talking to kids that were 19 years old, 20 years old, right? 21. They didn't have the qualified information that a Red has. Grander years now, right? And I think when he's up against young people, they're on the defensive because a lot of this information they don't know. That was part of his snake. He wasn't
What's the excuse for you old motherfuckers that believe this shit?
See, my teenagers ain't with that bullshit.
But I'm saying, how many teenagers know the information that Red just provided? Not many.
My children do. I'm sorry, but my kids do. I raised my listen. I raised my sons. I raised my sons and my daughters to be that way. So if people aren't raising their children in their homes to understand where they came from, and understand the historical data, and understand how to read data, and understand how to process information, then that's problematic. Because yes, they went to school. Yes, they've gotten formal educations, but it starts in the home. And if we're dependent on the education system to teach our children, you're a day late and a dollar short. That's a problem.
Yeah, but a lot of
it's also the point is that it's predatory. That's why he doesn't debate people like me or a person there, because he can't bang. It's not. And they may know the information, but you have to be a certain type of aggressive and have a certain type of bite to get up there and know his platform, know that you're gonna be posted on platform. We could go to the because he's gotten fucked up before. Let's be like he's gotten destroyed.
He got destroyed by all them Cambridge University students in England.
When you pick and choose insecure, kids that don't really know their way around this stuff. They may even know the information, but they may not know how to deliver it. And if you bombard them, him and Candace have this very specific way of debating where they take stuff, and they ask you stuff that, like right back at you, and try to throw you off your square. You have to be super confident. So it's not that they just don't know. They young, they little kids. I seen the same debate that was on there. The boy, he was a kid, but it's predatory. Why are you going there? Go bang with some adults.
And that was my thing too. And that's why when he was just rushing you, Omari was getting mad. It was either Omar or Omari at the clip. And I'm like, well, no, this is important to highlight, because the way that he used to pose that stuff, these kids didn't know how to debunk it or rebut it. But a lot of us in this room alone, we could have easily destroyed that man. So, but the danger of it is them being
specific this debate style that is not in good faith, right? Because you can be very specific and they'll try to repeat it back to you and say, like, so you're saying such and such is evil?
Right.
They have very interesting tactics to twist what a person is saying, and people are not expecting to have to correct like that.
It's very Clubhouse, ain't it?
They don't know
Exactly.
to say.
That's why I would have destroyed them.
I don't believe in good or evil. I'm just stating what it is. It's racism or something to that nature. But he'll, like him and Candace, they will go off and they will just take something that you say and they'll either amplify it so that it sounds ridiculous because they know that they know that works with a lot of people. Or they'll hang on to like a portion of what you said and ignore the main point.
And just harp on that portion. Yes.
Yes. And they take one word and hang into it, right? And then what they do is twist it. So what they do is for a young person, it's hard to regurgitate. And so what they'll do is they'll spin and spin and spin in that situation. So it's hard for them to get off of it. And the person doesn't know how to redirect. And if you're not sure how to redirect in debate, it's very hard. So if you don't understand debate decorum, you're not going to be able to challenge somebody because you don't understand debate decorum. If you never took debate in school, or if you never did moot court, if you never did any of those things, you're not going to understand the tactics that they're using. And these are very basic tactics when it comes to debate. So they're skilled in it. Right. And that's why when they get in front of real scholars like Destiny, he can roll over a lot of people his age because of the way. And I agree with some of what he says, but like I've seen him be on the same stage as like a fucking Finkelstein, and like these prominent scholars, and he sounds like a child because they have all of the facts, they know the dates, they know the details. Our kids, like I read to my son, especially since we live in the burbs, I made sure that he had a sense of identity, and he also had a sense of what our history was as a people, our accomplishments, and our the fact that we're all the fucking same, right? And to not be a self-loathing Negro, right? And so because he came across these same influencers, the PewDiePies. When he was in junior high, it was PewDiePie, and they were doing this subtle racism, even on the video games where they would be on the headphones talking to other people playing the game, but they were strangers. They would all be saying nigga, like everybody, like the white kids, the black kids, and I would be like, dude, why are you competing with these motherfuckers with the N-word? I said I stopped him and I corrected him, but I wasn't even aware the influencers on YouTube that there was this pipeline that was directing these white suburban boys and some black boys down these alt-right rabbit holes. And they got a whole generation. I think it's too late. They already got the generation. That's why they had that film Parenthood. I think it's called Parenthood or some shit about that kid in London who killed the girl and he had got indoctrinated with the manosphere shit. Like a whole generation has been exposed to this bullshit from what's the guy's name?
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate, yes, Andrew Tate, and all of these personalities. This shit has been in their heads since like junior high. My son's 21 now, and that's when I noticed it was when he was in junior high. So these kids that are coming up behind him, like they've been thoroughly indoctrinated with this bullshit. And I think we need to be talking about how to get ready to confront this new batch of white supremacists, because the internet did it. It did what it's supposed to do with these fucking rabbit holes in the algorithm.
Yeah. And to your point, Queen, I think some of it do intersect, right, with Manosphere and what Charlie Kirk was doing. But remember, it was a reason why Charlie Kirk is doing this, right? And think about it. Charlie Kirk, Queen, is only 31 years old. Imagine all of us in this room at 31 years old and how we've changed to be a better person, or some of us worse. Hold on.
May I? Because I just turned 30 in June, and I don't know.
No, let her respond. I'm saying it. Yeah, he's 31 years old, right? He had the ability to change. I guess we're not going to know now, right?
Who among us was not a racist when we were 31?
Hold on. Listen. We are never going to see his development, or as Julian said, his growth and development. Like shout out to Chicago, right? We're never going to see that, right? So I do agree with you, Queen, that some of it is a manosphere intersect, and it's a reason why. Democrats pretty much said, we ain't thinking about men, particularly young ones.
Who told
right?
you that?
So it was a void that was filled. Hold on.
That's why Obama had my brother's keeper.
Queen, hold on. It was a void that was filled when you had young, I'm going to say in this case, white males who felt left out of society, right? Shamed to be football players, shamed to drink a beer, shamed for these different things. So this is what you do, and this is what the country produced. A Charlie Kirk, right? This is what the country produced. An Andrew Tate. And I can go on and on like that.
Andrew Tate is the
Hold on. Yes, he is. Father's African American.
So she's going to be first to respond to him, then the rest of y'all.
Yeah, and I'm done here in 5 seconds. You know how short submissions, right? So, Charlie Kirk is what America's been wanting, right? And he appealed to the Generation Z, and I'm not mad at him. He wasn't my cup of tea, but I understand the assignment. And he's not here now, so he's going to live as a martyr now.
What is the assignment? What is the assignment? What is the assignment?
We already went over that. Queen went over it.
Anyway, I have a clip of Charlie Kirk getting folded up. Would you guys like to hear?
Go ahead.
Mitch, if you want to respond first, or do you want to go ahead and let it get a clip? All right, I'm not going to let somebody want to.
No, BT, it's always go ahead, Jess.
Okay. Hold on.
When he does, he pretends with his fake thought. Phases of just simply developing, which is before something is born, which is when life is generally determined. So, first, a classic clip. Question, do human beings have tails? I'm not exactly sure the essence of the question. Do human beings have tails? Do you have a tail? You know, I have never met anyone with a tail. I'm not exactly sure the essence. Exactly. But fetuses have tails kind of proves that at that phase, they are not a human being. They got tails. Humans don't have tails. We're not dinosaurs. Let me even show you a photo, if I may, okay? Do you truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being? This? Without a doubt. Without a doubt? Yes. This is a dolphin fetus. So let me... Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being. This is a human fetus. Look how similar they look, but quite different. Dolphin. You just confirmed that a dolphin... In life, you confuse dolphins for human babies often. So let me ask you a question. You're like, somebody's got human babies in that aquarium. Get the human babies out of the aquarium. Well, you labeled it as a human fetus. No, I did not. Dishonest. No, I did not. So there was that. That one set the internet on fire, and...
But this is your leader.
We want more. We want
He's not a leader. He's not. Stop saying it.
No. You just went on a diatribe about this is why y'all be dumb, bro. We do this, we do that, but you do this to a motherfucker who is going for abortion but can't tell a human fetus from a fucking dolphin one. That's your leader. This is who y'all are following into hell.
Listen, we've heard his racist comments so much. I think
Check
something
your back.
to hear him get packed up.
Okay.
Please give us more.
Well, yeah, talk among yourself. I gotta cue it up because it's like a whole live stream. So I'll be right back.
Okay. Was he actually looking at a dolphin fetus? Like,
Yes.
Yep. He set him up, Julian. He set him up. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You got. That was a. You up for the truth?
Somebody play something.
I'm just still waiting to hear what the assignment was.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta play some music because we got some spies.
Play that clips. I'll sing something for us. You ain't gotta worry till 9 a.m. Play that clips, coffee inappropriate. Play that clip. We can win it all night. Play that Fight Club.
You gotta play something that's fun.
That clip shit is hard as hell, bro.
What's going on? They were doing a lot of verse.
Culture. I figured out who it is. Do it. Take the back channel.
Who dropped that, bro? Who dropped that? Leave in the club. Shawty, hurry up. Take off your clothes now.
Say, yeah, I've been listening, and it's like, yeah, of course, he has some white supremacist views, and he was trying to change the.
What you mean? Yeah, of course, like that's supposed to be a given. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm saying
of course, there were a few niggers hanging from the trees,
But he was trying to change.
Hey, no, stop there. We're not gonna normalize racism. We're not normalizing racism.
He was trying to change.
We're not gonna. Oh, by the way, racism.
A lot of these young minds out here. But at the end of the day, some of the stuff, like I said, I agree with some of his points. But a lot of you guys have been disingenuous with a lot of his points that he made. Because a lot of things, when you go read it, it wasn't in the same context that y'all try to make it.
Can you just tell us one point that you agree with? I just want to hear one that you agree with.
Like the empathy thing. He said a whole statement. He said he don't believe in empathy, but he said he thinks sympathy is better when you read the whole statement. You guys made it seem like he just, don't have any empathy. He just, said, I don't care about nobody.
Nigga, he said we shouldn't be flying planes because we're not smart enough.
No, what are you talking about? What Lisa played earlier, he was talking in the context of that lady saying that she was had affirmative action or whatever, and she got into the her position with affirmative action. He used that plane. He used that pilot saying basically if it's a pilot crash. If it's a pilot that's not qualified, I don't want a person that's just black not flying a plane. See,
wasn't that a response to plane crash?
You guys take things out of context and then try to make it seem like they make those things. You guys take that out of context.
Wait, wasn't his response to the plane that crashed, and they automatically assumed that the pilot was a woman and that the pilot was black? Or did they get the stories mixed up?
That was the helicopter.
Yeah, the helicopter. That was a response to the helicopter crash, right?
But you know what? When he said what he said, what I heard, and the way I heard it was like if we was back in the day, it's the equivalent of saying, of course there's a few niggers swinging from the trees, and Master does whips a lot of them out there, but he does say some good things sometimes. Right now and then. Every day he said chicken is good, and you know what? Chicken is good. So
and you know Julian. No, I'm saying, you guys don't have to make things up to make y'all point, and that makes y'all are
making anything up.
So Julian, I just have a question for you, okay? I'm just trying to paint a narrative instead of being honest. Julian, here's a real question for you that's related to the subject, okay? Now, he said he would question if a black pilot flying a plane, the credentials, right, and the qualifications, right? But as you and everyone else on the stage know, Tuskegee Airmen were some of the best pilots of World War II, despite the adversity that they went through. And they're one of the reasons why we won the war. So what do you have to say about that? Wouldn't you trust a black pilot like those white bomber pilots trusted black pilots more than they trusted the white fighter pilots?
No, I definitely trust the Tuskegee Airmen and black pilots that they was some of the best pilots, like you said. But I don't trust you guys. Will Chamberlain, you guys took a lot of his stuff out of context. You're like, y'all no, they didn't take it out of context. He took us out of context. Listen, hold on. I want to look at brother so you can really give it your best go.
Hold up, BT. Let Left finish what he's saying. Go ahead, Left.
Okay. So, you know how Will Chamberlain was one of the best basketball players of his day. These black pilots today are the Michael Jordans and the LeBron James of flying planes. In fact, they're the top pilots, dude. I land.
What's your point? If you taking his words out of context with things he say, then I look at y'all disingenuous because when I go look at
if you're
it wasn't no context. It wasn't no right context for some racist bullshit.
If you're gonna say that, then you have to come with the full context. So go on mute, get the entire quote about the sympathy and all the bullshit, and say the quote in the full context. But you can't come up here talking blah 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 out your fucking ass without any fucking quotes.
You gotta be lying, man. Y'all just be lying.
You are lying.
It ain't no context for no racist ass bullshit.
This nigga is naked, just streaming them wrong.
Good evening, clean black people.
Good evening.
Hey, naked, I'm wearing Philip Quinn bathing suit over here. What's phony watching on?
I see that there's one black person that's not on code. Y'all feel like the bus can't go anywhere until they get on code?
Yeah, we gotta kick their ass off the bus. We gonna pull this back?
As a teenager, it doesn't even really count. It's like we weren't really trying to hurt each other, but it was like my brother and I, when in our 20s, when we got into a fist fight, he ate my cheeseburger. That's what
That is
literally
up. But who else did you think of, Pepe, that would have whose death and assassination would have such an effect on history and the nation, right? Since we've been alive, because you're like a little older than me, but not much.
Well, I would say like there are, and like I said, I like to listen to like liberal podcasts to hear what they have to say. Because like I listen to and quite frankly, I haven't been listening to right wing podcasts shit for several months, and so I'll just listen
you know what to expect. Because you know what to expect.
Yes, and so like I'll listen to left wing ones, and like I tried to listen to the most intellectual.
Because you want to be King Coon and get your good nigger sticker. It's just not.
Exactly.
What's worse is that there's somebody around him who are like, "Yo, bro, that's not true. That's like the things you're saying."
Yeah, you guys that
took
just
it.
You might have said that. I gotta do more research.
One second, brother.
But you
One
guys,
second, brother.
You're not about
One
to
second, brother.
Hold
on, brother. Can you wait till I'm done, though, brother? Brother,
go ahead.
Please, brother. Yeah, thank you. Let's have some mutual respect for each other. So the worst part about it, as I was going back to music.
Well, he said he's getting off the butt.
It's there for copyright.
He said he's getting off the butt.
Oh, okay, I got you. I see what you're saying. I forgot about that.
Well, yeah, so we would like to hear Concrete and then let Julian respond because they both came up right now.
What I was gonna say was, we know that this gentleman has enough people around him that somebody somewhere told him the actual truth. I'm sure that on that production team, that security team, that somebody along the line said, "Hey, bro, what you're saying is not true, and it's hurtful to good, clean black people." I'm sure even Candace probably said something, off the record, and he still ran with it, and we know why he ran with it. It wasn't just
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
I doubt
you don't think nobody told
team.
him what the team was?
Correct. You know why? Because that's why he continued. Someone said it seemed like he's obsessed with black people. No, what it was that's a safe place to attack. And the threshold is so low for us. We ain't gonna do nothing. You can continue to bully us and say kind of those defaming statements, and no bad will come. But he knew to watch his mouth when it came to the Jewish community. He knew to be careful when it came to the LGB, because the thing about it is they gonna ride for theirs. So I hope that what we learn from this is not to let another person like that. Is to not let another person like that speak on our name like that. We need to check that shit from the front gate.
What the mind sleep? They sleep.
Yeah, it's people trying to come up. Y'all niggas is letting this nigga play.
Hold up, man. First of all, let me tell you why he's doing it. We have someone streaming a room. So when you have an undertone of copyrighted music, they can't stream it on YouTube anymore. That's the purpose. So we're not asleep. We're aware anyway.
Get on code.
Yeah, stop playing with the minds, bro. What's wrong with you?
Shut up, nigga.
But yeah, that's what I think it is. I think they sat there and just laughed at it. He could say all the ignorant stuff he wanted to say as long as he was attacking black people. It's funny he mentioned DEI when the actual number one beneficiary of DEI is white women. But he ain't gonna say, well, if I see a female pilot, I gotta question things. He knows not to say that. It's a reason he strategically came after black people, because he felt like we ain't gonna say nothing. And then he knows a couple coons that's gonna laugh and say, I see what he's saying. I get it. Oh, yeah. Ha, ha, ha. Like some people are saying on this damn stage right now.
Yeah, but sister, I don't think his target audience were black people. Like, I don't know.
No, they're not. His target audience is not black people.
His target audience was always disenfranchised. He would catch a couple random coons up in this shit, but most of the time it was young, disenfranchised white males. That was his target audience.
Hey, so why did he hold conferences with? Y'all muted me, damn, that's crazy.
I muted the stage. Somebody muted the whole stage. Go ahead.
Now we're just saying, like, and look, I ain't on the sides. Well, why do y'all think it is? Because if his target wasn't anything black, why was he holding conferences, summits, and personally funding, these conferences for young black men and women? We go back to 2018, 2019, and he did one in 2020. So my question would be like, why did he do that? Now,
what were they called? What was the name of the conferences?
It was the I'll find it. I'll talk about this in the room another day. My question is, if he wasn't trying to, if he didn't need him, didn't care about him, we at least can say he possibly was trying to convert him. Like, we can't say there was nothing behind it, because he literally did conferences for young black men and women.
Wow.
That was when he was with Candace Owens, and that's what both of them were being paid to do at that time, was to convert people over to Trump supporters.
And brother,
okay, so he was converting the young black men and women to Trump supporters
for a short time period. I think he ran an academy for like 3 or 4 years where it was focused on African Americans, but it was just for his whole goal overall, like just not with blacks, but overall, his job was to radicalize, to convert young men, mostly it ended up being young white men. He found his target demographic to being conservatives, introducing them to the conservative side. That was his whole thing. That's where his value lied to Trump. Even though Trump was dancing at the Yankee game the next day, he didn't give a fuck. But yeah.
So look, that's another question I got, right? So if Charlie Kirk, if his loyalty lied with Trump, can we make the statement that Trump is anti-Israel?
That's a reach via Charlie. We can't do that via Charlie.
Okay, so if we can't say he wasn't anti-Israel, so how do we explain if we're gonna make the connection that Charlie Kirk to Trump, his anti-Israel rhetoric he been on for the past 90, 120 days before this shit popped off?
Run that back.
So, all right. So if he's the mouthpiece for Trump and he's speaking for Trump and he's trying to convert people to get onto the side of Trump,
wasn't the mouthpiece for Trump. He was just a recruiter. So his political views probably didn't always exactly align or reflect what Trump's exact political views may be. He was a recruiter. His job was to bring in new blood, young.
Okay, yeah,
college campuses, and that's what Turning Point meant. I'm going to turn them into conservatives. That's what it is.
And he wasn't the spokesperson for Trump. So I get what your question is saying now.
Hold on, yeah. So that's all I'm saying. So like, recruiter, whatever term you want to use, you're trying to get people that follow you, fuck with you, to go ahead and, you know, this is Trump. This my man's right here. Like, go ahead, fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you all the knowledge, information you need. This is the way the Trump way. So if that's what we're saying, then what's the conversation? Where do we feel like this shit go left? This shit get, you know, sticky? Because, you know, that's why I asked the question. So is Trump anti-Israel? Because we're connecting him to Trump the last 3-4 months before he passed. That's all he was speaking about. So was he a de facto? Did he go left when it came to the whole support of Trump and just wanted to do his own thing?
It's not a one-to-one. It's not a one-to-one.
Now, he's trying to build an argument through the Socratic.
Yeah, he's trying to link a lot of shit.
It's not really.
It's some really flawed premises that you're operating under as well.
And inaccurate.
Number one, the flaw I saw immediately was the idea that he did something for black people, or to, you know, that said, oh, black people in the title, and therefore that's like a benefit to black people. Because again, converting them to what? To be MAGA? Do you think that's beneficial for blacks?
Oh,
even if he were to get, even if, one second, brother.
Let concrete land. Let concrete land. Go ahead, concrete.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So that's what I got from your first statement. That, if he were to do something for blacks, isn't that beneficial to blacks if he were to convert them? And then I just take it that profiteers don't mind where they make a profit. If they're going to make a profit in what would ostensibly be the enemy's home, they have no problem doing that. If they want to convert you, if they have some susceptible people who are willing to patronize them and convert to their ideology, even though it's destructive to the person that's converting, they have no problem with that either. It's called being a useful idiot. So I just take it that you were trying to make an argument that he's probably a beneficial aspect to blacks, and I don't see it unless you're making a different point. But I think that's
you just said something I didn't even say. Who was speaking? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I want to respond to you on this. Like, he was not anti-Israel before he died. He was still pro-Israel before he died. The day before his death, he took a Zoom call with a rabbi and a commentator, preparing responses to anti-Israel comments, questions that he anticipated coming, because he wanted to show that he was still aligned and with them, right? So when you're saying, well, the months leading up to that, he did have a couple places where he went off key, where he went off base, which is why he was preparing with the rabbi the day before, because he wanted to retrack to make sure they knew that he was still on board, he was still surfing. So with that being said, bro, you can't sit here and say that he was anti-Israel when the day before he's preparing to show everybody how he is still aligned with them.
Wait, okay. So hold on. Let's go to what the Gemini just said. The day before, he was preparing to meet with the rabbi to show how.
No, he did a Zoom call with the rabbi. He wasn't preparing to meet. They did the Zoom call.
Okay, he did a Zoom call with the rabbi, and this was to show that he's pro-Israel.
It was to prepare him to field any questions about his allegiance to Israel.
So is this Zoom call? Is this online? Is this something that I could watch? That I could pull up?
No, but there's articles about it. You could. You can look it up.
Oh, okay.
And the commentator that was on the call with him. Let me find his name real quick.
Yeah, this was to show that he pro-Israel. I would love to look, because I ain't right or wrong. Like, I don't know it all, but that statement.
The prime minister's name that he spoke Let's see. I'm about to find it. I just had it.
While you're searching for that, I want to say
Rabbi Pesach. I don't know what's up the name, but it's Rabbi Pesach, Pesach, Walicki, Wolicki, and the commentator that was in the Zoom call with him is called Josh Hammer, and he was preparing responses to anti-Israel questions that were anticipated during his college campus tour to show he was still in alignment.
So how do we? So I would say that would be an opinion. Like, and I would have to go back and I would have to literally watch and listen to exactly what you're saying before I speak on it. Because if this is a Zoom call and you say this was to show his alliance with Israel, okay, I haven't watched it, so I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm not gonna say and debate you on that. Cool. But when it comes to everything else, like I mean, we can play clip on clip on clip. Like if he's doing this to show his alliance to Israel, I would actually think that
like my friends in high places to do the right thing. Like my friends in high places to do the right thing. So he did this multiple times.
Yeah, so the Epstein thing, literally before he died, the last thing he spoke on was transparency, and we need to see what's in these files because we don't believe what Cash Patel and what the Fed is saying. So if you're saying he flip-flopped before he died, literally before he died, his last stance was literally, y'all need to release the Epstein files. I don't believe what the Feds is saying. I don't believe Cash Patel.
I have a clip where he says he doesn't want to see it released anymore. I'll find it and play it for you.
While you find that clip, I wanted to just say he was more like Candace Owens than he was different. And we all know Candace is a flip-flopper. And Candace Owens also immediately following his death, sat there and said that she said they were best friends. Now, this is her words. They were best friends. She said that there were a lot of things that he believed in that he didn't necessarily feel at liberty to speak about. So what it tells me is that, they were having these conversations and stuff, and he probably flip-flopped the same way she did. Now, she recently, I think yesterday, tweeted, Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things he was discussing. The pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. The truth will be revealed, the messages will be leaked, and the movement he built will rise up. So it seems like there's something that she knows that she's trying to get out.
That's a good point. So one second, I want to give you this concrete real quick. The Charlie Kirk Show, July 14, 2025, quote, honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to put trust in my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done to solve it. Balls in their hands, end of quote.
Okay, mine's is from the end of August, so let me get this and drop this in the chat. And that's what I'm saying. So go ahead, sister.
I just wanted to understand, like, why does any of this matter? He started Turning Point USA, which is a Christian conservative group, and they endorsed Trump not once but twice. And they use their organization to, endorse conservative politicians. So, like, are you trying to get at the fact, or are you trying to make a claim that Charlie Kirk was not a Trump supporter simply because they had that one disagreement?
I think she's talking in Gemini. I don't
know. No, I'm not talking Gemini. I'm talking to you. Whoever. What?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Who, the guy who was speaking earlier?
Yeah, you probably federal agent. Somebody else.
Yeah, him. Sorry, state. Sorry. Yeah.
Me? What was the question? Because that's the question that I literally posed. I literally posed the question when it came to Trump's alliance with Israel. My question was, so are we saying that Trump is anti-Israel? And I asked that
Trump
question
isn't
because
anti-Israel.
Okay, so when it comes to the last 3 months or whatever time frame, because Gemini just made a statement from the show in July, and I got one from August. So Charlie was starting to become anti-Israel. So when did he stop becoming the mouthpiece or the cheerleader, whatever you want to call it, for Trump? Because
he was never the mouthpiece. He was never the mouthpiece for Trump. He just started an organization that endorsed conservative politicians. So that's all they were.
So him going to these campuses and passing Trump hats throughout the crowd says what?
That he endorses Trump.
Okay, so are we gonna do semantics when it comes to a mouthpiece versus?
Hold up, stay. Hold on.
Because Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk had an agenda. His movement, he had his own movement. Trump is a mouthpiece for the conservative movement. I think that's where the confusion is.
Yeah, definitely.
Trump is the mouthpiece for the conservative movement. It's not the other way around.
Bro, that man supported MAGA and Trump, and he spread that shit. Like, what are we talking about?
He's not bigger than Trump, so he's not bigger than Trump.
I think to address your point, yes, we're not playing semantics, but we are being precise with our language. Because a mouthpiece is somebody who speaks directly for somebody. A supporter could be a mouthpiece, but is not necessarily a mouthpiece. A mouthpiece is repeating verbatim what the person they're representing is telling them. That's not merely a supporter. A supporter could have their own agenda, their own ideology, and still support somebody else because of some like overarching goal. Doesn't mean that they are in lockstep. A mouthpiece speaks specifically. Okay, all right. That's how we're using.
So I'm gonna say I agree, but how many mouthpieces or supporters of Trump have passed away or something horrible happened to them, and Trump said we're gonna fly the flag halfway? Like, come on, let's be for real.
Are you just saying
Charlie Kirk?
All right. So you look. Let's use the definition or the term. Hold on, brother. Let's use the term supporter. And now the question is, why does this supporter get so much reverence? Is that the question, basically?
Yeah, we can go with that.
All right, great. Because he really appreciates his work. There you go.
He really appreciates it.
He's highly indebted to the work that he did. There it is.
Gemini, are you there? Gemini? Any of the mods there?
I'm right here.
I'm right here. Can you remove John Kitover? He's saying that he's going to report everyone in this room. He's in the goop.
I'm going to give him too much attention.
Yeah, he don't got no power.
He feeds off of that.
I don't want him.
He's got 1,000 accounts.
I don't want him adding me. I don't.
He's gone.
He's got 1,000 accounts.
He's gone.
He's streaming as well.
Right now.
He's still streaming.
Go on his motherfucking YouTube channel.
I believe what the last gentleman was saying about he was indebted. I agree. It will look really bad given all the rhetoric and all the stuff that Charlie was saying pro-Trump. It will look really bad if, something wasn't done, some type of commemoration or whatever. But I also think this is the right weak attempt, I'm going to put it like that, to try to turn this man into a martyr, to try to make it look like we put him on the level of a JFK or MLK.
Yeah.
And to rewrite history. Because many of us were not that familiar with Charlie. But I'm hearing that now it's getting global attention. I was in a room where a girl who lives in Denmark said that they held a moment of silence in Denmark for Charlie. We've been hearing about the protests happening in the UK and how there were more than 100,000 people that were basically also aligned with Charlie.
Japan,
so
South Korea,
it's just a lot of, South Korea. I mean, and it goes on. We're hearing people in Nigeria that's getting online and crying about it. So it just seems like they're trying to, make this into something else.
So that was a good point you brought up, right? So let me ask you a question, and let's be for real. Like, don't do no phony shit. The black community, how privy was the black community to Barack Obama before he started running for president? Was the black community following Barack Obama? Let's just be for real.
You asked the same point.
What's your point? No, I wasn't privy. What's going on? How's it relevant?
Okay.
I'm trying to give a fuck. We was like,
okay,
I don't care who it is.
We was happy Obama got there.
We was happy with, and he did a great job. Hold up. Let's bring it back so we can have one mic at a time. What's the relevance?
Okay, so I mean, shit. His birthday was coming up next month. So 2028 elections, he could have ran for president. Now, we have conversations amongst ourselves, and just like with any industry, whether we talking about the fashion industry, the music industry, whatever industry, there are conversations.
Who could have ran for president?
Hold on, let me just, I won't be long.
He couldn't have ran. Hold up, stop. You're saying something that's false. You have to be 36 years old to be able to run for president. He was 31, so in 2028, he could not run for president. You're wrong.
All right, so I'm wrong. All right, hey, I'm wrong. Thanks, Gemini.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't like that, Steve.
Yeah, he could have ran the next time, but
but he's not even presidential material. What are we
there's no political resume.
What are we talking about?
Yeah,
I saw them at the rap. The white folks was crying, saying he was going to be our next president.
Yeah, they said that, but he had no political resume.
No, hold on. Wait. Is somebody lying to me on stage? So hold on, real quick. To be president of the United States, the Constitution sets 3 main requirements: age, you must be at least 35 years old, citizenship, and residency.
Natural.
Somebody is allowed to be
born on the soil.
He was only 31. He
Somebody
couldn't have
was
been
allowed to
president.
He's 31 years old, bro.
Oh, he was literally about to, hold on, when is Charlie Kirk's birthday? He was literally about to turn 32, and in 2028, like, okay, I'm just saying, if it's 36, what I'm saying is out of reach. But if it's 35, you're saying he couldn't rank. He couldn't.
No, he was still too young, bro.
Still too young. So let's just angle. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, let's move forward. What's going on? Like, I